What's up, everyone? Right now I'm going to do a quick review on a game I just finished moments ago. That game is Tales of Beseria for the PlayStation 4. Now, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of the Tales of series, and this game is no different. It's a beautiful game. It has a beautiful world, beautiful story, a long story for that matter. I just clocked in at over 42 hours to complete the game, but I did do a hell of a lot of side quests, which I usually put to the side. I'm not a big side quest guy because I feel like they're just there to extend the game, but in Tales of Beseria, they actually had a lot to the story, which is very intriguing for me. Basically, in this game, you play as Velvet Crow, who's out for redemption and vengeance against someone who's basically her brother-in-law, who sacrifices her little brother to try to rid the world of all evil. They call it malevolence within the game. So basically, within the game, it's a very dark premise, but the world is very colorful, if that makes sense. It's a beautiful game. You're out on that vengeance mission, and along the way, you gain co-characters, as I'll call them. There's about maybe 6 to 8 of them, and it's interesting because they join up with you, but they're all out for their own separate missions and their own separate objectives, which makes their characters a whole lot interesting because it's not like it's one unified team out for the same common goal. I mean, at the end of the game, it ends up being a common goal between all of them, but they all do what they have to do to achieve what they want. I mean, the back of the game, I know it's reversed right now. It shows that this is my way to live as a quote, which is kind of proves it is how the characters are all out doing their own separate things, but they unite to achieve what they need to achieve. I would definitely say this was in one of my top 5 Tales of games. It reminds me a lot of Tales of Symphonia, which is my favorite Tales of game. And it's probably the best Tales of game since Tales of Xillia, in my opinion. I did play Zestiria, I played Xillia 2, which both of those were good, but I didn't feel like they were that strong. The battle system is the usual Tales of active combat. They add a little tweaks and whatnot to the combat to make it seem fresh throughout the games, but if you've played the other Tales of games, you should be able to adapt to this real quickly. It's not that hard. I played on normal difficulty. I didn't find myself having to tweak down the difficulty for the battles at any points, but I was really taking my time with this game, leveling up, grinding, doing the side quests, so I didn't have to get stuck at really any points. All I can say is in the final dungeon, I did have to go out and grind a little bit more because some of the mini-bosses within that dungeon were a little tough for me. But when I got finally to the final boss, the 3 stages that they usually do, I got through those with no issue whatsoever. In this game, there are cameos from Tales of characters from Zestiria, that being Eisen in a human form, and Zavid, who, if you know him from Tales of Zestiria, he makes a very similar appearance and role within this game, which I didn't really catch on to at first, but the moment he popped up, I was like, I know this character from somewhere. And then I had to look into it, and yep, he was from the previous game, which is interesting because you don't really see a lot of crossover characters in Tales of games, and also a lot of dialogue within this game references other games within the series, which is cool because they've really never done that before. Every game's really been a standalone game, minus Xillia and Xillia 2, which, direct sequels. I would definitely say if you're an RPG fan, check this game out. If you're a Tales of fan, obviously check this game out. Or if you just want a game to play that's going to last you a long time, like I said, this clocked over 42 hours for me. It definitely could have went upwards of 50. I know I did a lot of side quests, but I probably skipped a few as it was. And what also I like about this game is a lot of the trophies aren't just given to you. You have to go out, you have to do the side quests, you have to level up, you have to basically experience all this game has to give to get all the trophies, unlike more modern games where as time progresses, they just kind of hand things to you. This game, had I not done the side quests, I probably would have only achieved maybe like 20% of the trophies. I still didn't get a lot by doing all the side quests. My trophies at the end of the game end up at like 35%, which, I mean, it's cool, but it definitely makes you want to explore all you can explore within this game, and I'm not going to complain about it. For a $60 game, it's good that the game has as much content as it does, where a lot of RPGs, as I mentioned, I feel like side quests are just there and they don't really develop the story. These actually, if you do the side quests, at least the main ones that are kind of like right in front of you, at least for me I felt they were, you learn a lot more about the story and about what's going on. That, I mean, you could finish the game without knowing it, but in context, these side quests add so much more to everything that's going on. I would definitely say check this game out. You could probably get it for about $30-$40 right now. I paid $60 when it came out back in January. It's a beautiful game. It's a wonderful game. And for what it's worth, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below. Like or dislike the video for whatever you feel. As always, thanks for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.